Despite hurricanes Irma and Maria having a devastating impact on many parts of the Caribbean and on several southern islands of the Bahamas, including Ragged Island, officials at the Ministry of Tourism and Aviation wants the traveling public to know that the country's major tourism centers were minimally impacted and are operating as usual. And they're sparing no efforts in letting everyone know that the Bahamas is indeed open for business. Well, joining me live in the studio to give us a little bit more details on this initiative is Tourism's Deputy Director General Ellison Tommy Thompson. Good evening, Mr. Thompson.
Good evening, Sieska. Thanks for having me here. As we said, the majority of the infrastructure in the Bahamas was safe. I thank God for that. But unfortunately, in the Caribbean, they got significant damage, and our hearts and prayers go out to them. But because some parts of the Bahamas was affected, there's a perception overseas that the entire Bahamas was devastated. So we've had to send out releases to the press, letting them know that not all the Bahamas was affected, that the major tourism centers in the Bahamas are okay and ready for business. And that goes for the airports, the seaports as well. So what we have done, we've had sales teams in the U.S. Go out to various road shows that we've been taking part in with Vacation Express, Delta Vacations, also at Sandals, and some of the sales teams have been making calls with Breezes Super Clubs hotels reps. So we've been getting the word out that the Bahamas is indeed open for business. And we're also sending out press releases, and we'll shortly beginning to do more releases so that people will know that we're out, we're ready for business.
Okay, and so how has the response been so far?
Well, actually, it's been quite good. People are thanking us for sending out these releases that they didn't know exactly what the conditions were. And with social media, sometimes the news gets a bit distorted. So beginning next month, we're also going to be launching our major campaign within the U.S. And people are saying, well, why wasn't the Bahamas out there earlier? Well, right after Irma, there was Maria. So, we really couldn't go out there and say too much until the dust had settled. And if you launch a major campaign now, this is not really a peak booking period for us. So we prefer to keep our scarce resources and use them in the peak booking periods, which will be coming up shortly. So that's what we're doing. So very shortly, you'll see a campaign in the U.S. We're also going to be launching in Canada and also in Europe as well. Yeah, we're promoting a new flight from Frankfurt, Germany into Nassau. That's going to be beginning on the 3rd of November. So we're very, very pleased the way things are going.
So essentially, it's still better in the Bahamas, isn't it, Mr. Thompson?
It's still better in the Bahamas. And, we want people to understand that you still can come here and have a quality vacation.
Thank you so much, Mr. Thompson. That's Tourism's Deputy Director General of Tourism.